The Israel-Hamas war has raged as crisis deepens in Gaza. Gaza is being strangled by Israel's week-long siege and aerial bombardment as concerns grow that further escalation and a lack of safety for fleeing civilians risks drawing regional foes into the long-running conflict. Good evening, I'm Abheudaya Shrestha, and these are the headlines of the hour. Bodies of 5 out of 10 Nepalese students killed in the Israel-Hamas warfare handed to the Nepalese embassy in Israel. Embassy says coordination being made to send the bodies back home. Bhagwati Brahmacharini being worshipped on the second day of Dasai festival today. Devotees throng Durga temples. Israel continues its aerial bombardment on Gaza as the Israel-Hamas war enters its 10th day. Israel's military updates the number of people it believes are being held hostage in Gaza to 199. And Sri Lanka give Australia a victory target of 210 runs at the ICC World Cup. Both Sri Lanka and Australia have yet to register a win at the ongoing World Cup. The Nepalese embassy in Israel has said that 5 out of the 10 bodies of Nepalese students killed in the attack by Hamas militants have been received. Issuing a press release, the embassy has said that the remaining bodies will also be retrieved soon. Bodies of Narayan Prasad Neopane, Lokendra Singh Dhami, Ganesh Kumar Nepali, Dipesh Raj Bishta and Ashish Chaudhary have been received by the embassy so far. The embassy has said that efforts are underway to send the bodies to Nepal immediately and for the search of Nepali student Bipin Joshi, who had gone missing since the attack by Hamas militants. Out of the 4 Nepali nationals who had been injured in the attack, 1 has already returned home, 1 is under the care of the embassy, and 2 are being treated at the hospital. Kantipur television correspondent Hom Karki informed that Himachal Katel of Gorkha, who is under the care of the embassy, must seek continuous treatment at hospital for at least 2 months. Injured Praveen DC is being treated at Jerusalem's Sare Jedak Hospital, while Bidhan Sejwal, who has severe leg injury due to bullet wound, is receiving treatment in a hospital in Soreka, Sejwal. As per the embassy, 639 Nepali nationals have turned in applications to return to Nepal, out of which 254 have already returned home, while 61 others have requested to return home as soon as possible. The embassy has informed that it has provided shelter to them. The embassy has informed that it will evacuate the Nepali nationals who have registered their application based on priority and risk. Speaking to Kantipur representatives who reached the Nepalese embassy in Israel, Ambassador Rijal informed that coordination will be made with commercial airlines to send Nepali nationals back home. Meanwhile, the Nepalese embassy in Israel has informed that Nepali caregivers in the country were not in risk-prone regions. Goddess Brahmacharini is being worshipped on the second day of the biggest Hindu festival of Vijayadashami that kicked off from yesterday. As per the Hindu Vedic tradition, 9 different representations of Goddess Durga are worshipped during Dasai. Deity Brahmacharini symbolizes knowledge and purity. It is believed that worshipping Brahmacharini will inculcate virtues such as penance, renunciation, and restraint. On the second day of Dasai festival today, devotees have thronged the Durga temples. Devotees have flocked the temple of Guheshwari, Maiti Devi, Dakshin Kali, Kalikastan, Shobha Bhagwati, Taleju Bhavani, Bhadrakali, among other Durga temples in Kathmandu. Likewise, devotees offered special prayers at the temple of Dharan's Dantakali, Bhojpur's Siddhakali, Taplijung's Pathivara, Gorkha's Manakamana, among other Durga temples. The Nepal Rashtra Bank has started distributing new bank notes from today, keeping in mind the Dasai festival. The central bank has given each person the facility of exchanging new notes of up to 18,500 rupees. The Nepal Rashtra Bank has provided the facility to exchange new notes in its offices as well as in all the branches of Rashtriya Banijya Bank within the Kathmandu Valley. Out of the Kathmandu Valley, the facility is provided in the offices of Nepal Rashtra Bank in the provinces and branches assigned by Rashtriya Banijya Bank. In earlier years, new banknotes worth 25 billion rupees used to be exchanged. Every year during Dasai and Tihar, new notes worth 60 to 70 billion rupees exits the reserves of Nepal Rashtra Bank. 4 candidates have filed for nomination to contest for the post of chairperson at the Non-Resident Nepalese Association's International Coordination Council that has been scheduled for 19th of October. They include Badri Keshi, Mahesh Shrestha, Rabina Thapa and Rajendra Kumar Sharma. The registration for aspirants was open till 1 p.m. today from 12th of October. The election will see 74 office bearers for the International Coordination Council, including the chairperson, 8 deputy chairs, including 1 woman and 1 youth, 1 general secretary, 6 secretaries, and 1 treasurer. The NRNA's 11th Global Conference is to begin from tomorrow in the capital. It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Question: what should be done to safeguard mother language? Your options are A, clear policy, B, concern of stakeholders, and C, all should respect language. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And it's time now for the international updates. Israel has continued its aerial bombardment on Gaza as the Israel-Hamas war enters the 10th day. Israel's military has updated the number of people it believes are being held hostage in Gaza, up from 155 to 199. They were kidnapped when Hamas gunmen infiltrated Israel just over a week ago, killing more than 1,400 people. More than 2,700 people in Gaza have been killed in retaliatory strikes by Israel, which is also blocking fuel, water, food, and medical supplies from entering the territory. The UN says it is deep in negotiations to get the first aid into Gaza. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Hamas have denied earlier reports of a truce to allow some people out and aid in via the Rafah crossing. Thousands of people have been gathering close to the crossing with Egypt in the hope of leaving Gaza ahead of an expected Israeli ground offensive. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has returned to Israel. Yesterday, President Joe Biden called on Israel to exercise caution. Israeli Chief Military Spokesperson Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari has said there was no Gaza ceasefire and that Israel was continuing its attacks on the blockaded Palestinian enclave. Hagari added that there were at least 199 hostages held in Gaza and 291 Israeli soldiers killed since 7th of October. Hagari accused Iran of ordering yesterday's Hezbollah attacks on the Lebanon border, saying Hezbollah carried out a number of shooting attacks in order to distract from war efforts in the South Gaza under Iranian instruction and with Iranian support. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken returned to Israel today for meetings after several days of shuttle diplomacy between Arab states in a bid to prevent a wider war from erupting after an attack and hostage-taking by Palestinian Hamas militants and an Israeli bombardment of the Gaza Strip. Blinken was last in Israel on Thursday last week as it prepared a ground offensive in the Gaza Strip in retaliation for a deadly Hamas attack on civilians, and has also been to Qatar, Jordan, Bahrain, United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, and Egypt in the intervening days. A 6.4 magnitude earthquake, which jolted several districts in Herat province in Afghanistan yesterday, have killed more than 1,000 people and injured over 2,000. Also left hundreds of houses in ruins. The earthquake hit Herat after 2 earthquakes each, with a magnitude of 6.2 hit the province on 7th of October. In Herat's Zinda Jan district, several villages were completely destroyed. Children and women who have survived are evacuated to safer places by government authorities and also other organizations. The Herat Provincial Governor's Office says They are finalizing the surveys and are now working on specifying the appropriate areas to build new houses, but international support is extremely needed. There are some Afghan business entities who have shown their readiness to solve the housing problem together with the government. According to the affected families and local authorities, temporary shelters and relief aid are important, but they cannot solve the problem as winter will soon arrive. China's foreign ministry has called upon the United States to stop politicizing chip export controls after a report detailing U.S. will tackle loopholes in curbs on AI chip exports to China. The U.S. will take steps to prevent American chip makers from selling semiconductors to China that circumvent government restrictions, a U.S. official said, as part of the Biden administration's upcoming actions to block more AI chip exports. The new rules, details of which Reuters is reporting for the first time, will be added to sweeping U.S. restrictions on shipments of advanced chips and chip-making equipment to China unveiled last October. The updates are expected this week, other people familiar with the matter said, though such timetables often slip. Russia President Vladimir Putin has said in an interview to Chinese television released today that he sees China's Belt and Road Initiative as a desire to cooperate on the global arena. The Russian leader added China's unique feature in building relations with other countries today is no one imposes or forces anything on anyone. They only provide opportunities. Asked about his opinion about the Chinese leader, Putin pointed out that he and President Xi Jinping called each other friends, saying he is grounded, calm, but business-minded and a reliable partner. The Russian president said he appreciated the Chinese plan for a peaceful settlement of the conflict in Ukraine, but said Ukraine did not want peace talks and even prohibited them by presidential decree.
Sports news.
The Nepal team to play the triangular T20 series at home ground has been announced. Head coach Monty Desai made public today the list of 18 players under the captaincy of Rohit Paudel. Spinner Lalit Rajbangshi has made a comeback into the team. Lalit didn't take part in the recently held Asian Games due to injury. Another spinner, Sandeep Lamichhane, has meanwhile withdrawn his name from the team. Lokesh Bum and Surya Tamang have also returned to the team. Other players in the team are Ashif Sheikh, Kushal Bhurtel, Deependra Singh Airi, Kushal Malla, Sandeep Jora, Gulshan Jha, Sompal Kami, Pratish Jishi, Avinash Bohra and Vivek Yadav. Likewise, Sagar Dhakal, Binod Bhandari and Mosam Dhakal have also made the team. Along with Nepal, Hong Kong and UAE are participating in the triangular series. Nepal are playing their first match this Tuesday. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.